There have been so many times that I've wanted to just cut it off. And that's why I'd say you need to do it less for an aesthetic and more for yourself. When I say yourself, I mean, there needs to be something bigger than that.
Like, what would you say to anyone that, you know, wants to be themselves and express themselves? Like, I want to grow the hair that grows out of my scalp.
Yeah.
But I'm scared of being persecuted or being judged.
Yeah. So the way I see it, well, the way I did it, well, I saw how locks were perceived. So I wanted to try and get to the root. And I used to think that the root was Rastafarian, like Jamaican, etc. But that was even rooted in Ethiopia. So I think it was like Rastafari, he was like an emperor of Ethiopia.
Yeah.
And
Selassie.
he was, Haile Selassie, exactly. Yeah. So he was ruling for time. And I think he was exiled when Italy came and invaded. And then his soldiers, as like a way to stand up for him, they were just like, I'm not gonna cut my hair until he's released from exile.
Right.
So essentially their hair grew from the struggle, devotion to their leader, loyalty to their leader. And essentially I'm taking that as my own inspiration, devotion and loyalty, not just to God, but to my culture. So like, it's literally being unapologetically yourself. And I feel like that's a big part of that.
Yeah.
So I'll be real, my hair is probably more of a political statement than how it looks. But I mean, I like how it looks as well. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'd say to get to the root of that is kind of, you need to learn to love. Well, you shouldn't have to learn to love, but unfortunately we live in a time where we've been taught that everything about us is negative. So you need to kind of find the positivity in who you are.
I love that. Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I definitely wanna like grow locks. I've always said it, like, I'm not going out with waves. Like,
yeah.
I genuinely feel like, you know, like, I keep going for haircuts every, like, say 2 weeks, sometimes every week.
Every week.
Sometimes. I know it's bad.
Yeah.
And I'm scared of the hairline fading away. So I've got this idea that, okay, one day before it's too late, I'm gonna lock my hair and grow locks. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But would you say locks saves the hairline? Because I know a lot of people that have that perception, even me myself. Like, does that?
It depends, because obviously I'd advise a tapered hairline anyway. Because if you are gonna go locked in around here, then it can put stress on your hairline, making it go back as well.
Right. So you literally leave the front.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I trim it myself, not often though.
Right.
Not often, because you get trims like what, every 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
And how much your trim's like 25, 30?
£20.
£20.
I've got a good relationship with my barber.
Okay,
nice
calm.
Me, you know?
But normally, especially with the Insta barbers that we're dealing with nowadays.
Yeah. Listen, some of my brother's generation, he's like, my brother's younger than me, obviously.
Yeah.
But they were paying like £45 for haircuts.
During COVID times, I paid 40, bro.
£40 for a haircut.
Paid 40.
You know haircuts used to be £5.
Yeah. It's crazy.
You know, I remember like early days of getting a haircut and I'm handing the barber £5. I'm talking about when I was in secondary school. And that was enough for you to get a fresh trim.
That's crazy. I don't know how barbers were even living off that, firstly.
I mean, at the time, I'm sure £5 was a decent amount of money.
With inflation, I mean, nah, you're not.
Do you know what? Barbers
nowadays.
deserve it, man. Because I understand prices of things are going up. I know it seems mad paying £40 for a haircut, but yeah.
But deep it, you're doing it weekly, and you're paying, let's just say 30. 30 every 2 weeks is 60.
Yeah.
No, wait, 30 every 2 weeks, 60 a month.
Yeah.
And I get a trim myself, so that's free. My locks will be like 60 a retwist every 2 months. And more or less, people even leave it longer than that. So that's just me. That's 60 every 2 months for me. But for you, you're paying 120.
So essentially, I'm paying more for the maintenance of cutting my hair.
Literally, bro.
And I've always had the perception that, you know, the maintenance and the cost of taking care of locks is
Don't get me wrong. It's still expensive in terms of products. So
Right.
you do need a lot of products to start off with.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not that bad. You need like what? An anti-itch spray. You need a lot of water sprays. I'd say leave-in conditioner sprays, but they last a long time compared to the waves where you need all these sorts of sporting waves and you need the brush and you always brush in and just Locs, you just let it grow. Just let it grow.
You know, the one thing I'm against is, so I've got waves in my hair, but they're not the strongest of waves. Like I'm sure, like on TikTok, I see guys with the craziest waves. Like
The 360
it
with
almost
the
looks
pools.
fake. I'm just looking at the waves like, what?
Yeah.
Like, how did you pattern your hair like that? But obviously with the wave creams, a lot of them have petroleum in it. And, you know, we already know that petroleum is very bad for our hair, very bad for our skin. Like it literally blocks your pores.
Yeah.
It's chemicals. Like why are we putting petroleum in our hair and skin? Doesn't make any sense to me.
Have you seen that Boondocks episode? Did you watch Boondocks?
I used to, like years ago, but I haven't seen every single episode. What happened in that
So
episode?
they were discussing how black products. So there was this black hair product that went like viral, and all the ladies were putting it in their hair, but it like was very harmful and toxic. And I feel like it's very much how society is now. A lot of these white companies will be like, yeah, we can make a profit off this, so we'll just put in whatever, so we can charge less amounts. So we can charge not that much because it's mass produced, but they're just putting in garbage.
Yeah.
And like Cantu, for example, and people are really buying that. Like they'll buy it consistently and their hair will go crispy, sometimes even fall out. I know so many people whose hair has fallen out because of Cantu. But
I've seen it on TikTok.
Yeah. And people are only talking about it now. But a lot of the time they'll just kind of firm it because they don't know about black hair products or.
So what happened in Boondocks? Like you were saying that there was a hair cream that people were using.
Yeah, so there were loads of people that were buying the hair products on the show, and it was, if you put it towards fire, it would basically burn everywhere.
Right.
But people were just like, nah, it's cool. It's harmful, but yeah, it makes our hair look good. So we're just gonna do that.
And essentially, when you think about it, like even like the whole like texturization of hair to change the texture.
A lot of the time, it's our own detriment. But yeah.
The chemicals that aren't even supposed to touch your scalp.
Yeah, and it's touching it, and it's just.
It's damaging. It's damaging to your hair.
The businesses don't care because as long as they're making a profit.
Maximum profit, literally. That's why I love like brands like the brands that we own now, the new generation of brand. We're thinking of like delivering safe products to our customers, like even with like the Goodman factory community. One thing that I'm pro is producing products that don't have chemicals in it and bad products. And yeah, it's just I just think it's like, why would I create something that damages the community's scalp, hair, skin?
Because I'm the same with you. Like I do the same with my company, but that's because we care about the community. So if you're looking at it from a business standpoint, and then someone who's removed from the culture completely, they're not thinking about let's do this to help the community.
They're just thinking
let's make a quick buck. Let's make a quick buck, and that's a lot of the time why they'll just sell whatever for however much. They don't. It's not necessarily about black people. It's just about money.
Yeah. So support brands like us.
Support brands like us, man.
No, but for real, I love just how we look out for our community. Like I feel like you're just like-minded like myself, and it's about serving our community, creating products that are that help our community. We're not thinking about money.
Yeah.
I mean, we are thinking about money, but we're not to the toxic point, to the toxic point where it's like, I don't care if there's bad stuff in it, but I'm just gonna do it because I can make more margin on myself.
Yeah, that's unethical business, and that's not really how anyone should be. But I mean, that's kind of what business is nowadays. But yeah, it's good that we actually care about the community and we're able to be like, we want to be able to have a positive impact on our community via selling our products in whatever way. But which means it'll be more expensive because we need to run it. And the ingredients that we're using aren't...
You know what, in life I always say you get what you pay for. So when you pay for that cheap stuff, that's what you get. But
it's true.
when you really put you're coin on the good stuff, then you reap the benefits of the goodness. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Facts.
Also, just like let's just quickly touch on like the patience that's required, because like hair care, when it comes to hair care and growing locks,
Yeah.
even with beard care, when I encourage men to like grow the beard, a lot of men, their problem is, oh, like my beard is patchy. I don't like the patchy stages. Like I don't like the process of growing my facial hair. Don't look nice. And I'm just like, you have to ride it out. You have to ride out the patchy stage.
Yeah.
Like tell your barber to just line your beard, but not shave your beard off. And a lot of people don't have that patience. Tell me, like, just what kind of patience is required? Is patience required to grow locks?
Yeah. There have been so many times that I've wanted to just cut it off. And that's why I'd say you need to do it less for an aesthetic and more for yourself. When I say yourself, I mean there needs to be something bigger than that, which is the reason why locks are very much, within the Black community anyway, it's very much associated with spirituality and culture, because there has to be more, because locks take so long to grow. So long to grow. I've been growing mine for like 1.5 years, and
Right.
I still feel like they're short, for me personally.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to be doing this for a lot longer than I'd want. But I think the journey teaches you a lot of patience, which I feel like is necessary. It's a lot of discipline as well, because you're literally taking care of, because there's like, within the locks stages, there's like a baby stage, a teen stage, and then over time it will mature, and then there's like an adult stage, and then where it's fully locked. So you have to really go through those stages bit by bit, and it's just very tiresome at times, but you just have to stick it out, man. You have to stick it out.
And I guess it's worth it in the end. One thing I've always like just been like worried about is, the early stages of growing locks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the look.
To avoid that, because I did not do that.
I think I'm gonna go into hiding when I'm at that stage.
Yeah.
There's no TikTok videos. No. I'm just gonna get the rest of the other good men to make the content.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into hiding, and then when my hair is at your stage, then I'm gonna come out and say, hey guys, lock gang baby. Do you know what I mean?
That's the thing. That's the reason why there's so much respect in the Locs community.
Yeah.
Because I was on the train yesterday, and I was talking to this woman whose hair was like down to her knees.
Okay.
And I've noticed everywhere I've gone where I've seen people with locks, there's always that mutual where you're just like, you acknowledge them.
I love that.
And there's a reason for that, because you need a lot of patience.
Yeah.
And there needs to be a reason.
That when they see
exactly.
like you've gone through that or you're going through it.
If I see that it's long and
That's
it's
a
been
nice
maintained, exactly.
Nice
You
feeling.
work hard for it. But what you said, you made a point earlier.
Going into hiding.
Yeah, going into hiding. So obviously, the best time to have started it was COVID, where no one was looking at you like that. But now,
Do you know what? And I had a lot of hair during the lockdown, so that was the perfect time to start growing locks.
perfect time.
Fucked up.
But I'd say the way I did it was I'd grow my hair out and try different styles with twists and cane rows and stuff. And then after about a year's worth of growth,
Right.
then I locked it.
Okay.
So it didn't look as bad, but it still looked bad.
Right.
It still looked bad. But if you
Right.
wanted to wait 2 years to let your hair grow and do other styles, when you get locks, they'll just look a bit like twists, and the length you'll be content with.
And what I love that you did is that you actually documented the process.
Yeah.
I think that was genius. The first time I jumped on TikTok, I literally met Jordan. His handle on TikTok is J Lavish.
Yeah.
J Lavish, search him up. And he literally documented the whole process of his hair journey. And that was so nice to see. Me, I'm a millennial. He's Gen Z. So me jumping onto TikTok like a granddad, I was just like, oh, like where are the black men that are, taking care of their hair and skin? And he was one of the first people that I came across. And I just love the way he documented his journey. Like I respect it so much.
Appreciate that, bro.
I can only imagine like with the amount of views that you've had, like in the hundreds of. Have you had any views touch millions as well?
I've had about like, maybe 4 or 5 that was like over 1 million.
Yeah.
A couple were 2
Well done,
million.
man.
Thank you, man.
Because the comment section on your post are just like the engagement is high. You've actually got built
Yeah,
an
man.
online community, like
Thank you, man.
which so many people like would love to do. But
Yeah.
you've done it. You've actually done it, and I respect that. Like, talk to me about how you did that.
Thank you. To be honest, it wasn't. I didn't really have any intention to go into it, but it was just something that I was passionate about,
Yeah.
and I just wanted to kind of document the journey more for myself, more than anything. And then when I realized that loads of people were kind of in the same situation and they were asking me about it, a lot of the time I was just kind of going with the flow. I didn't really know much about it at the time, so I didn't really want to come with them and be like, I don't know. So I just kind of did my own research and learned more about my hair as my hair got longer, how to maintain it. Like the whole journey was organic in that sense. Yeah.
No, I love that because like literally like your TikTok page literally shows over time the things you've learned. I've been seeing it, the things that you've learned, and just like the journey like into, you know, understanding your hair more. You know? And that's something that you did that was genuine to you. It was something that you was passionate about, and you documented it. Like I respect that.
Appreciate
I love that
that,
a lot.
bro. Thank you, man.
You know, I feel like I always encourage people around me to, you know, whenever you're doing something, just document it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be to monetize on it. It could just be just so you can look back and think.
Just for yourself, yeah.
For yourself, yeah.
Because it does feel good, because it's like over time you're like seeing there's progress here. Like who doesn't like progress? You want to see like, wow, it was terrible at this point in time.
Yeah.
It's better now. So
a lot of the videos that like the videos I see of you, like, I feel like you looked so much younger.
Oh yeah.
When did you start making TikTok videos?
It's been about a year and a half.
Year and a half.
I'd say about a year and a half.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, well done.
Coming up to 2 years.
Well done, because yeah, a lot of people don't really have the guts to go online and put their face out there. I really love when I see men like myself on TikTok or Instagram, just, you know, creating content to just help people. Because essentially the content you make is actually helping people.
Yeah.
Like you're installing confidence and teaching people, you know, about, you know, how to take care of their hair. I love that.
Thank you,
You're definitely serving your community very well. Like, I respect that. That's what I define as a good man. What would you define as a good man?
A good man.
What's your perception of a good man? Like, literally, how you just...
Mine might be a bit warped, but so what do I define as a good man? I'd say being good in, literally good in every sense. So being a good father, being a good husband, being good in everything that you do, which is kind of hard to do. So as a man, we need to be able to provide, we need to be able to protect, we need to be able to do a lot of all these sorts of things. And you just have to be effective and good in all of those things. We don't really get a break, but that's what I would define as a good man, which is what I aspire to be every day, so yeah.
I love the fact that you were just open and honest to say that it's hard.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that you like embrace, you know.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Yeah, because a lot of people, you can be good, you can be financially successful, but if you're not being a good father or you're not being a good husband, if you are married, then is that really good? I don't know. It depends on your own definition, but I feel you need to be good in all senses.
All round.
Yeah.
And it's not easy.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. But we're human, so.
As long as we always strive to do better.
Yeah.
You know.
1% better, as they say. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Lay a brick a day. That's what I love to say.
Yeah.
Like, it's a journey. You see the growth over time.
Yeah.
You know, as long as, you know, it's like you're constantly working on yourself to grow yourself, like, and do better.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's what we will define as a good man.
Yeah.
Love
100%.
that.
Cool.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, it's a wrap.